Welcome back to Combat Mission Shock Force 2, where my green infantry are trying to swarm Hapless's Syrian defenders. And let's just say that mortars and green infantry do not mix well. Before I get into the details, let me back up and give the context of the battle. This is actually a Combat Mission campaign battle created by Hapless. I'm quite certain he is explaining the campaign concept in his video better than I could, so I won't get into that. However, one important part is that although this is a quick battle, we have custom victory conditions. As the attacker, I get 1 point for each of these objectives that I can occupy completely. As the defender, Hapless gets a point for every 30% casualties he inflicts against me. Looking at the 3D map, it is a flat concrete jungle with some ridges and scattered trees surrounding it. My first thought was to go full Leroy Jenkins and rush the town.
Let's do this! Leroy Jenkins!
The most obvious rush avenue is down the big roadway, so I was certain that Hapless would be expecting and guarding against a rush down the road. So I didn't even consider a Leroy Jenkins move down the roadway. But on the left, I gave a lot of consideration to a full turn 1 rush to Charlie objective, even going as far as to wargame it for a couple of turns in hot seat mode. The results weren't terrible, and it seemed like it would make for a great video, but when I really considered the custom victory conditions, where Hapless has to cause 30% casualties to get a point, it was clear to me the best approach was a large infantry force moving cautiously. And since I hate losing more than I like making fun videos, sorry guys, I went with a boring but similar approach to my False Hope Cold War game that I recently finished, which is overwhelming numbers of green infantry backed by vehicles that can peek over a hill. The vehicles can target any resistance for 20 or 30 seconds and then roll back behind the safety of the hill. My force selection to accomplish this plan: 3 understrength striker Maut platoons, supported by 3 strikers and 2 Bradleys and some miscellaneous support teams. I went with the striker formation because 1, their infantry squads can split into 3 teams rather than just 2 teams. This will allow me to spread out more and limit ambush casualties. I'd rather have a 3-man team getting ambushed in the street than a 4 or 5-man team. Also, the strikers are cheaper than Bradleys. Their 50 cal and the MK19s are not nearly as effective as the autocannon on the Bradleys, but I don't really think I'll be using their firepower too much. I think most of the work is going to be done by the infantry small arms, and US infantry teams are very powerful, if they aren't cowering in the bushes. So here you see 7 squads split over 3 platoons and 2 different companies. I also have 3 sniper teams, 4 mortar teams, a grenade launcher team, and a green off-map 120mm mortar section. Rather than spending more time on this video preamble explaining my plan, let's go ahead and start with the turn 1 action. I will explain my plan during the various turn-by-turn playbacks. Turn 1 action, here we go. It's always very exciting to start the game and see what happens. The first part of the plan is for Lieutenant Lenny to lead his platoon down the right flank and towards Objective Alpha. I'm hoping Hapless will see this and think my main objective is Alpha and will eventually adjust some troops that way. But this is actually just a diversion. My main force and plan is designed to take Objective Charlie. Watching this as basically nothing happens on turn 1, part of me really wishes I would have went full Leroy Jenkins. But I guess it's too late for that now. However, a late game Objective India rush could be a possibility. Well, no one died. I guess that's good. This is the only part that is worth showing in detail, and it's not really that exciting. I need to get across this open field. I'm hitting this ridge with area fire because if Hapless has a team there, he could wipe out Rinaldi's squad. And even though I can't stand Rinaldi, I don't want him to die. Actually, I do hope he dies, but just not yet. Look how bad this MK19 misses. I don't have any words for it. Just way off the map. That one was closer, but it was also not close. Green MK19 gunners. Okay, that finally went where I wanted to. I'm still at this point trying to make Hapless think I'm not going to Charlie before the turn 8 or turn 9 mark. So, not going to be a whole lot of exciting stuff, I don't think, until turn 8 or 9, but we'll see. My 2 Bradleys are targeting buildings inside the Alpha objective just as a diversion, while the B Company platoon advances on the right. And that's about it. If they aren't cowering.